Good morning. Beginning from 1 March last month, Thailand and China began offering visa-free travel back and forth for up to 30 days. It was a pilot program that started last year in September and was made permanent last month. Getting a visa to travel is a hassle. U.S. citizens can travel visa-free to most countries, same with EU, Singapore, a lot of other countries. And we don't really notice it much when we travel, but for countries and areas that do require one, it is just another hurdle. And the visa process is usually based on reciprocity. The visa requirements for U.S. citizens here traveling or working in China, for example, mirror Chinese citizens' requirements for the U.S., for example. The application fees are the same, usually. So Thailand and China have mutually agreed to lift visa requirements for their respective citizens traveling back and forth. Any increase in the tourism here is much more likely to benefit Thailand than China, because there are just so many Chinese going there compared to Thais coming here. And that's why Thailand's Prime Minister showed up at the airport to say hello to a new group of travelers from China. But China's president probably has better things to do when the first Thai visitors went to see the Great Wall. But let's go on. We're only a few months into the temporary waiver in September, and 1 March was just last month. But already they're seeing big jumps there. Reuters has the 2023 data here, and Malaysia was the #1 source of tourists to Thailand, and 3.5 million Chinese makes China #2 for inbound travel. We'll go to Al Jazeera now for some of the rest of it. In February, which was the last month of the pilot program, they were getting nearly 30,000 tourists per day from China. And that's up about 4 times or so compared to the previous year. China-Thailand flights are at 90% capacity, which is similar now to the pre-pandemic level. And this travel analyst here, looking out past the first quarter, believes it's going to be a much bigger year in Thailand compared to last. And industry insiders expect that there will be over 8 million Chinese visitors to Thailand through 2024, which is more than double last year's. These stories coming out of Thailand now are supported by the findings from McKinsey, from their survey of Chinese consumer spending. Here is their chart for air travel. That black line at 100, that is the index of Chinese travel compared to the pre-pandemic time. So domestic, that's air travel within China, is up about 18% or so compared to 2019. International would be China-Thailand, and it's 78% or so, looks like, and rising very fast. McKinsey also notes here that Chinese tourist spending is way up on a per-person basis. Here is Asia spending, and McKinsey says that per-person spending by Chinese tourists has more than doubled in Japan and is up 64% in Singapore. We won't know Thailand's numbers until later this year, but if the same trends are holding in Thailand as for Chinese travelers going elsewhere, then the Thai tourist industry is likely making more money now compared to pre-COVID, even though the number of Chinese there is lower. So here is another lesson too. A Chinese couple vacationing in Thailand is not, of course, vacationing in Australia or in New Zealand or in the Philippines. They're spending money in Phuket instead of in your country or in mine. Thailand has just made everything super easy for them to go there. Just take your passport to the airport and go. So if you're a hotel owner or a scuba instructor and you hope to attract a lot of outbound Chinese who are spending a lot more money than they were before, you may need to consider first how easy it is or how hard it is for a Chinese traveler to get a visa to go where you are. Or maybe you need to go where they are and just set up in Thailand instead. Have a nice weekend. Be good.
For they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God.